Over the years, I've collected a lot of theme park merch, actually some that is quite rare as well. And seeing as we're getting towards the end of the year, I thought I'd do a little bit of a roundup right here and show you all of my theme park merch that I currently own. And the twist is, as the video goes on, they're going to get rarer and rarer, so keep on watching to the last one because that one is actually pretty cool. Okay, so first of all, let's start off with Alton Tower Snowglobes because I own quite a few. So starting off right here, we have this lovely 13 snow globe right here. I actually didn't buy this from the theme park. I was just randomly in a charity shop with my friend, saw this and was like, yeah, sure, I'll get that. Next up here, we've got a Curse of Alton Manor snow globe, which I've got to say, this is one of my favorite snow globes that Alton Towers have done. All the little decorations around the side with all like the little disheveled toys and stuff. This is a really cool snow globe. But not as cool as this next one because we have the Wicker Man snow globe. And you may think, okay, that just kind of looks similar. And to be fair, I'm not a big fan of this base part right here, but watch this, okay? There you go. Now it's all worth it, isn't it? Although I do have many major complaints where it's just like, why did you do this? First of all, why is the light white when it's supposed to be like flames? Why not just put like a yellow LED in there? And also, why would you put stars in here instead of leaves? That's kind of like the whole sort of Wicker Man vibe. Why did you do this, Alton Towers? And you may see a bit of a common theme right here because this next one is even bigger, and this is the Alton Towers Mega Snow Globe. This has all the major attractions at Alton Towers all the way around the bottom, except from Rita, which just gets a tiny little entrance there. Doesn't even showcase off the roller coaster. Screw you, Rita fans. But yeah, no, this one is just epic. I mean, I love the actual towers in the middle right there, and then surrounding it with all the actual coasters and stuff. I mean, it does look just amazing. But let's change it up a little bit right here and actually head to a park in Europe. And well, that's Toverland, because I actually have two different items from Toverland. First of all, we've got this really cool mug, which is just in a really nice little cauldron shape. I mean, it works obviously because Toverland's whole vibe is like, ooh, magic and oh my god. Don't clip that. Don't, no. And I mean, honestly, I don't know if you can count this as theme park merch, but I also have a photo with Timon on Phoenix, so... and staying on the theme of Phoenix, I probably have one of the lamest pieces of theme park merch I own, which is just a little Phoenix thing, which was probably just gotten off of like Wish or just, you know, some random factory in China, so that amazing. And well, sticking with Europe, I also just want to quickly show off this lovely thing right here. This is obviously a nice little resin from Conda at Walibi Belgium, which by the way is an insane coaster, so yeah, I just had to buy it. And I mean, this is also a pretty nice little resin. Alright, and staying on the theme of resins right here, I want to talk about some of my favorite resins at theme parks, which has to be at Alton Towers, because next up right here, we have this lovely Wicker Man resin. It is honestly so sad that they discontinued this because it is one of my favorite resins just ever made. And another one of my favorite resins right here is actually the one from the Curse of Alton Manor. Now, they actually have a couple different resins at the Curse of Alton Manor, but this is by far my favorite. It's got the little facade here, but what's even cooler is that when you go around to the back, it's even got some little decorations on the inside. Which, I mean, yeah, this is just insanely cool. What a nice little idea right here to build like the inside of it. And well, I'm not sure you can really consider this as a resin, but Disneyland Paris got a little Hollywood Tower magnet right here. That is nowhere near my favorite piece of merch from Disneyland Paris because this right here is one of my favorite mugs that I own. Oh, it's so cool. It's such a goofy shape for a mug. It's so retro looking, just really unique. But yeah, really love this. Nice stuff. Even if it was about £1 million because it's Disneyland Paris. And whilst we're over in France, well, here we go. We got a little 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 resin as well. Now, fun fact, I've never actually been to Parc Asterix, so you may be wondering, how do you have a Parc Asterix resin then? That makes no sense. Well, that's because this resin right here was a very kind gift from my good friend Haz, who gave this to me, and I mean, yeah, it's really cool. And well, coming in as another contender for lamest theme park merch I own, this is a magnet from Movie Park Germany. I'm not gonna lie, Movie Park Germany has some of the worst merch I've ever seen at a theme park. Like, genuinely, this was the best thing there. A magnet. And another part with some pretty lame merch, actually, at least from what I could find in the main shop, is Efteling. This is the only merch that I own from Efteling, one of my favorite parks I've ever been to. I know there's definitely better merch, but in the main store that we went to at the end of the day, this was it. And then for Europa Park, I actually don't own too much merch from there, but I do own these little guys right here. I also own another two of these, although I don't actually own the Euromouse ones because they were sold out when I was there. Alright, but now let's actually head over to Chessington World of Adventures because I've not showed you any merch from there so far. It's not that good of a park, but they do have some pretty nice resins right here, so I had to get this one. I also really don't like the World of Jumanji, but I mean, it's a cool resin, so that's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? But something that I absolutely do love from Chessington, and this has to be one of my favorite snow globes, is this one right here with all the stuff around it. Very similar to the Alton Towers one, although this one was a lot smaller and cheaper, I believe. But yeah, just the amount of detail on all of these right here, and I mean, it's still just a really cool snow globe, even if it is a bit small compared to the Alton Towers one. But then again, Chessington don't really have as many attractions as Alton Towers to put on a snow globe, so Yeah, fair enough. And speaking of Alton Towers, let's just clear out all of the normal merch that I've got from there now. One of those is this really cool kind of premium looking mug right here, which has some really nice like silhouettes of all the rides of the park. And then finally, I have this right here, this nice little smiler resin right here, which is one of my favorite coaster train resins. Although, why don't we have like a resin of like the Marmalizer or something like that? That'd be so much cooler, Alton Towers. Come on. Okay, but now we're starting to get a little bit more rare, because next up I have this snow globe from Tripsdrill. Guys, do you think I quite like theme park snow globes? I have no idea. But the only reason this one's actually kind of rare, because obviously it's just a normal item, you can just buy this. But the reason this is actually a bit rare is because I guarantee about half of you have never even heard of Tripsdrill. It's a really cool little park in Germany, and this whole thing is completely hand painted. And this next one right here, I've not even opened yet, so we're gonna unwrap it live. Here we go, guys. Oh, place your bets in the comments. What could it be? Oh, it's wrapped in another piece of thingy. Hang on a minute. Oh, what could it be? Oh, it's the Nemesis creature. So this is just a normal resin that you can buy at Alton Towers, but the reason why I'm putting this is more of like a kind of, you know, rare item, I guess, is because you can barely buy these. They don't really sell them much. Out of the last like 10 times I've been to Alton Towers this season, I've only seen this once in the store. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite resin that I've got, because I mean, just look at it. It's so cool. But we're still not done with rare Alton Towers stuff, and trust me, there's a lot more to go through. Including this nice little Rollercoaster Restaurant teddy bear, which I no longer think you can actually get. And I actually have this bear in a couple different colors. It's a bit of a long story. But to quickly summarize, I gave out the QR code for the Rollercoaster Restaurant table that we were at, and people just kept on ordering birthday cakes. So I've got about 1 billion of these now. But I mean, I gotta say, pretty cute, right? Pretty cute. And now I believe this next one right here is the last thing that you can buy with money currently. And that's this really cool little comic book from, of course, 𝗙𝗏𝗃𝗃 right here, Phantasialand. It's basically a little comic book that's kind of themed around the ride Fly, obviously, and just 𝗙𝗏𝗃 as a whole. Now, I don't know what 𝗙𝗶𝗹𝗵𝗁𝗃 is, and also it's all in Dutch, I believe, right here. But I mean, this is just such a cool item to own. And I'm surprised Alton Towers haven't done something like this with, you know, their many themes like the Phalanx. And then next up here, I have something really cool, which is also 𝗙𝗏𝗃 themed. This was actually completely free, and I don't know if they do this anymore, but we just had this in our Black Mamba hotel room. And I also don't know if you're supposed to take it, but I took it. And I framed it because, I mean, look at it. It's so cool. And something else that I, let's say, borrowed from Phantasialand is this Phantasma book right here, which I'm definitely pronouncing wrong. This was also just in the hotel room. And, I mean, again, I don't think you're supposed to take this, but, I mean, it was there. There was nothing saying that you couldn't take it. They didn't charge me for taking it. I'm just saying. And now we're actually getting pretty rare, because this next one right here is a Hyperia certificate. Now, I actually don't know how rare these are, because there was the whole debacle of the ride closing, and then I think they gave them to some people even after opening weekend. But if you were there on opening weekend, you got one of these certificates for completely free as well, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, this happened to it, but it's still in a frame, so it looks cool, right, guys? And now, guys, we're getting into the proper rare stuff, the sort of stuff that only a couple thousand people have. And well, I think a good place to start right here is a genuine Nemesis bolt. So I will say this is not the rarest type of bolt that you could get, because you could get one with 2 bolts on it, but I thought that was just a bit pointless. And this was already expensive enough. I can't remember how much it was. I might chuck it up on screen if I remember. But this weren't cheap, but it's still a really cool piece of merch, especially because you could see all the kind of wear and tear, and you could tell that it obviously was really from Nemesis. But of course, Merlin couldn't stop there, because they know they've got a bunch of gullible theme park enthusiasts like me who will buy anything from them. So next up, we have Nemesis Lager. So this is actually the Nemesis Nectar. I believe they've done another Nemesis drink, but I actually can't remember. And I actually did buy 2 of these. I drunk one of them. I'm not really a beer guy or a lager guy especially, but I mean, it was lager. And it's really hard to see, but right here, there's a number that shows you which can you've gotten out of 1,000. Because they only made 1,000 of these cans, and this one right here is 776. And before I continue to show you some of the absolute rarest Nemesis merch I have, I do want to show you one quick thing. And it is this. What the hell is this? Okay, you'd be right in asking what the hell is this, but if I flip it around, that gives you a little bit of an indication right here. So this right here is a beer mat from Europa Park that obviously has the 𝗙𝗙𝗃𝗃 logo thingy on it, which is a very strong beer. I tried it in Europa Park. I've got to say, it was quite lovely. But this next one right here is very, very limited, and only a couple hundred people actually have this. And well, it's all in one big frame right here, but you can see that I've got 3 different items. One of them is the Nemesis Reborn poster, which quite a few people have. These were completely free if you signed up for updates when Nemesis was undergoing its retracking. But the actual rare stuff is, of course, this stuff down here. Now, this is from the Nemesis VIP experience event, and they also gave a signed booklet right here. There's more stuff with some really fun facts about Nemesis. But the main part, I guess, right here is, of course, this signed photo right here, which has a photo of John Wardley, John Burton, and Bianca Summer. And they've all signed it, which is just really cool. 3 very influential and cool people in the theme park scene. I didn't make the photo frame, but I also have this lanyard from the event as well, which, yeah, just really cool. And while we're talking about the Nemesis VIP event, I also need to show you this jacket right here. Now, at first glance, this just looks like a Nemesis jacket, which I mean, yeah, it is. But of course, you can see right here that this is also signed as well, similarly to the photo that I showed you before. Which I don't think I've ever seen anyone have one of these jackets signed, so this is probably a very rare item, especially because getting all 3 signatures from John Worthy, John Burton, and Bianca Samut is quite hard to do it all in one place. But now, it's time to show you the rarest theme park item that I own. What could it be? Maybe it's a super expensive part of an old ride. Maybe it's even a piece of track, a piece of chain, something super rare like that. It's actually not that. It's this? Okay, what the hell is this? Why is this super rare, you may be asking? Because, to be fair, I'd be asking the same thing. It's just a piece of paper. Well, this isn't actually the rare part, and that's because, well, I have something else to show you from this little envelope. And here it is, a very, very, very rare wristband right here from when Nemesis originally closed. I believe these were only given out on either the closing weekend or the closing day of Nemesis, which, ironically, I also wasn't there for that day, so you might be wondering to yourself, how the hell did I get that? Because, to be fair, yeah, I'd be wondering that too. How did you get this? So my friend Jake actually contacted Alton Towers and was basically like, hey, can you send some our way? And even though it is extremely dumb, to be fair, because it's literally just a wristband, this is actually super rare. I'm pretty sure people were selling these after the closing day. And even though it's definitely not my coolest piece of merch, this is pretty cool and very rare. But guys, what is your favorite piece of theme park merch that I showed off in this video right here? Or do you have a really cool piece of theme park merch yourself? Let me know in the comments down below. And other than that, please do leave a like and subscribe. I really would appreciate that. And well, other than that, YouTube sees the video quite like this video that's popping up on the screen right now. So why not go give it a try? And well, I hope to see you there. And yeah, bye.